Another day, another story. Easter is one of the most important holy days in the Christian calendar, and it is celebrated annually. This holiday commemorates the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, which occurred 3 days after his crucifixion. The resurrection is a central event in Christian theology, as it symbolizes the triumph of life over death, and the promise of eternal life for believers. The origins of Easter. The origins of Easter can be traced back to the Jewish holiday of Passover, which commemorates the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt. According to the Gospels, Jesus Christ was crucified during the Passover festival, and his resurrection occurred on the third day, which came to be known as Easter Sunday. The term Easter itself has uncertain origins. Some scholars believe that it comes from the Old English word Easter, which was the name of a pagan festival celebrating the spring equinox. Others argue that it derives from the Latin word Pascha, which means Passover. Easter in Christian theology. Easter is the culmination of the Christian liturgical year, and it is considered the most important holy day in the Christian calendar. The resurrection of Jesus Christ is a fundamental doctrine of Christian theology, as it is the basis for the Christian belief in the afterlife and the promise of eternal life for believers. The resurrection is also seen as a vindication of Jesus' life and teachings, and as a confirmation of his identity as the Son of God. It is believed that through his death and resurrection, Jesus Christ conquered sin and death, and offered salvation and forgiveness to all who believe in him. Easter traditions and customs. Easter is celebrated in many different ways around the world, and it is often accompanied by a variety of traditions and customs. Easter eggs. Eggs are a common symbol of Easter, as they represent new life and fertility. In many cultures, eggs are dyed or decorated in various colors and designs, and exchanged as gifts or used in Easter egg hunts. Easter baskets. Easter baskets are another popular tradition, particularly in the United States. These baskets are often filled with candy, small toys, and other treats, and are given to children as gifts. Easter bunny. The Easter bunny is a mythical figure who is said to bring eggs and other treats to children on Easter morning. The origin of this tradition is uncertain, but it is thought to have pagan roots, as rabbits were associated with fertility and new life in many ancient cultures. Easter parade. Many cities around the world hold Easter parades, which feature floats, costumes, and other festive displays. The most famous of these parades is the annual Easter Parade in New York City, which attracts thousands of visitors every year. Church services. Easter is a religious holiday, and it is observed with special church services, including the Easter Vigil on Holy Saturday and the Easter Sunday Mass. These services often feature special music, prayers, and other elements that celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Easter food. Easter is also associated with a variety of traditional foods and dishes, many of which have symbolic meaning. Some of the most common Easter foods include hot cross buns. These spiced buns are traditionally eaten on Good Friday, and are marked with a cross on top to symbolize the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Easter ham. Ham is a common Easter dish in many countries, particularly in the United States. This tradition dates back to the Middle Ages, when the slaughter of pigs was common in the springtime. Easter lamb. In many Christian cultures, lamb is a traditional Easter food, as it symbolizes the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. In the Passover meal, lamb is also a central element, and this tradition has carried over into Easter celebrations as well. Easter bread. Easter bread is a sweet bread that is often decorated with eggs or other symbols of new life. This tradition is particularly common in Eastern European cultures, where Easter bread is often braided or shaped into elaborate designs. Easter eggs. In addition to being a popular Easter decoration, eggs are also a common food during the holiday. Hard-boiled eggs are often served as a side dish or used in salads, and some cultures also prepare egg-based dishes such as quiches or frittatas. Easter celebrations around the world. Easter is celebrated in many different ways around the world, and each culture has its own unique traditions and customs. Here are a few examples. Greece. In Greece, Easter is known as Pascha, and it is the most important holiday of the year. The week leading up to Easter Sunday is known as Holy Week, and it is observed with special church services and processions. On Easter Sunday, families gather to enjoy a traditional feast that includes roasted lamb, sureki, a sweet bread, and red eggs, which are dyed red to symbolize the blood of Christ. Mexico. In Mexico, Easter is celebrated with a week-long festival known as Semana Santa, Holy Week. This festival includes processions, parades, and reenactments of the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. On Easter Sunday, families gather to enjoy a traditional meal that often includes mole, a rich sauce made with chilies and chocolate, and pan de muerto, a sweet bread. Poland. In Poland, Easter is known as Wielkanoc, and it is celebrated with a variety of traditions and customs. One of the most important is the blessing of the Easter basket, which contains traditional foods such as eggs, bread, and sausage. Families gather in church on Holy Saturday to have their baskets blessed, and then enjoy a festive meal on Easter Sunday that often includes zurek, a sour soup, ham, and pascha, a sweet cheese dessert. United States. In the United States, Easter is celebrated with a variety of traditions and customs, many of which have been influenced by European cultures. One of the most popular traditions is the Easter egg hunt, in which children search for eggs that have been hidden by the Easter bunny. Families also enjoy traditional foods such as ham, deviled eggs, and Easter bread. Conclusion. Easter is a holiday that is celebrated by Christians around the world, and it is a time to reflect on the central message of the Christian faith, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. This holiday is observed with a variety of traditions and customs, many of which have deep symbolic meaning. Whether it is through the exchange of Easter eggs, the blessing of the Easter basket, or the enjoyment of traditional foods, Easter is a time for families and communities to come together and celebrate the hope and promise of new life.